Hello there, and this is going to be another my experience with a microphone video. And today I have with me the Shure SM57, perhaps the most ubiquitous microphone in recording that you can imagine. And so I just wanted to share my experience with it, partly because one thing I'll start with is that I wasn't as much of a fan of this microphone until I came across the possible mod that you can do to take out the transformer, which I just did on my second SM57. I have two now. And I'm not going to repeat all the details here because you can look up SM57 Transformerless Mod, for example, to get instructions on how to do it. You do need to be able to do some soldering in order to perform the mod. But basically you just disassemble the microphone and take out the transformer that's in there. This is the one that I just took out of this SM57. And I thought at first that I would just try doing the Transformerless mod on one of them and keep the other one stock. But what ended up happening is that ever since I've done the Transformerless mod, and every time I do a shootout between the SM57 stock and the SM57 without the transformer, I always end up using the one without the transformer. So in the end, just recently I decided that I would take the transformer out of the other one. And you know, you can read the forums on this. There are different people that have different opinions on this. They say, why would you do it, or it's silly, or I don't hear the difference, or I don't like the difference better. So but on I think it's on there are different sound samples that you can find out there to see whether you might like it better or not. It just sounds like a more natural microphone to me and more usable, and I appreciate it better. It hasn't really changed so much what I use the microphone on. My favorite application for this microphone is still recording electric guitar. I've tried it on voice. Some people say that they prefer the SM57 to the SM58 for recording voice. I personally don't agree with that. I would take an SM58 over an SM57 just because the way that the frequency response comes out due completely to the external element, the grill basically. There's just more high frequency response, a lot of 5 kilohertz that comes out of an SM57 and less out of a SM58. And for me, as a vocalist, that gives me more sibilance problems in the recording. So I've never really been too wild about the SM57 for recording vocals, especially lead vocals. It can be reasonable for backing vocals, especially ones that are kind of ooh and ah and that kind of thing without any natural sibilance in them. And I've tried it on all the other sources, of course, that I record, like you know, bass guitar, cab, and acoustic guitar, but I have recently gotten the Shure Beta 57A, and I prefer that quite a bit on acoustic guitar compared to the SM57. There is just some sort of weird spiky thing it sounds spiky to me. It sounds you know, the spike at around 5 kilohertz bugs me on acoustic guitar for sure. I find it difficult to use even after the mod. I do like the microphone better after the mod on acoustic guitar, but I'll take the Shure Beta 57 above that anytime on acoustic guitar. So yeah, sometimes I use it. I'll throw it on. I record cajon sometimes, and I usually do that with the Electro Voice RA20. behind the cajon to pick up the most bass possible, and then I'll throw another microphone. I usually record in pairs. Throw another microphone up front to try to capture the whack or a little bit more air with a little more distance, sometimes a little higher. Sometimes just for fun I'll put one of these SM57s on the front of a cajon, which can be, you know, depending on the sound I'm looking for, which can be cool. But as I said, these days it tends to be used basically on recording electric guitar amps, and since I often record electric guitars in stereo, especially if they're rhythm guitars, it was kind of bugging me that I didn't have a second Transformerless SM57 as well. So now I'll be able to record my stereo electric guitars using stereo Transformerless SM57s, which is going to be cool. Because I do in general appreciate the SM57 a little bit better than the Shure Beta 57 on electric guitars. The SM57 gives a little more bass, and by the way, this Transformerless mod gives you even a little bit more bass. Don't expect a huge amount, but it's a little bit rounder and a little bit more natural on the bottom end. It's also a little crisper and a little more natural on the top end as well, I find. A little bit less of that overly spiky 5 kilohertz sound on the modified, meaning Transformerless modified SM57. So there you have it. I hope this was useful for some of you out there that are looking into the SM57. It is definitely an awesome microphone to pick up as a first professional microphone. I think that taking the transformer out, in my opinion, makes it even more natural and useful. So, have a good one. Bye-bye.